Hello, everybody. My name is Stephen D. Kelly, and this is the Stephen D. Kelly Show. We are Truth Cat Radio, www.truthcatradio.com, and I want to welcome everybody that's here listening live tonight. We don't have a huge lot of people, but that's okay. I'm sure more people will show up. Today is actually kind of special, not for any content reason, but because of the date. Okay, it's leap year. It's February 29th, which, of course, we all know only comes every 4 years. But today is a little extra special because this is actually the first time I have ever done a show, which I always do on Thursday, on a leap year, on a February 29th. And the next time I do a show on Thursday, February 29th is going to be in 54 years. And obviously, I am not going to be around for that. Yeah, let me think. Let me add that up. Nope. Sure not going to live that long, that's for sure. But before I get into my show and try to come up with something interesting for you to listen to, I just want to talk about some personal stuff kind of quick and maybe do a, quick commercial for the Biomed Expo I'm doing in April. But let me just start out by saying that today is kind of a melancholy day for me, and when I look at the numbers and the dates and stuff, I think I understand why. Well, first of all, yesterday on February 28th is my mother's birthday. Now, I have a pretty good memory when it comes to stuff like that, but I'm estranged from my entire family. I haven't talked to anybody in a long time, and I don't even know if she's alive. So that's kind of a cruel thing to have to deal with. And tomorrow is going to be March 1st. March 1st was my wedding anniversary. And I was married in 1980. And my marriage lasted 22 years. And it's been exactly 22 years, roughly, tomorrow, since she left me. So that's 44 years ago. It was when I got married. Obviously, I haven't been married since, but that is rough. Okay, and I got to tell you guys, if you haven't figured this out, or if you haven't heard me say this before, it was the loss of my family and the loss of my children and the loss of my life and everything I owned and everything I worked so hard for all those years that turned me into what I am today. Put me on this road of vengeance against the enemy, which is also the enemy of all humanity. Of course, now I know that I'm the lucky one that gets to take them all down. Joy. Well, there's a lot of things I need to consider, and of course, this is completely ad-libbing. But before I even get into all that stuff, I want to just mention really quick this event that I'm going to be doing in April. And of course, it's called the Biomed Expo. And since I agreed with David to, come back into his fold and join him and do what I can to help promote his event and make it successful. Obviously, it's an economic thing for him. I don't care about money, certainly. But one thing I do care about is the mission. And I know that if I can get myself famous, as a healer, doing miracles, that kind of thing, if I can get enough testimony out of people, that'll go a long way in giving me the credibility I need to overcome a lot of the crap that I have to deal with out there. Yesterday, I did a Spaces on X, Twitter X, Twitter Spaces, whatever. This is that new thing they have where they can have this big group, whatever you want to call it, meeting on Twitter. And it was hosted by the Isaac Cappy people and the... Let me just read it off here real quick. Oh, I don't have it in front of me, but Isaac's Army and a couple other guys. I don't have. Oh, here it is. Reptile Hybrid and We Want Answers. Those are three pretty large groups on Twitter, and well over 200,000. I mean, Isaac Cappy here, he's got 249,000 just in his group. The others have quite a few also. But it's pretty exciting to be able to get out there and reach a lot of people that have not heard what I have to say. And yesterday, we didn't really talk about myself so much or the Getty and all that, but what we did do is we discussed a lot of technology, things that people like to call alien technology. I don't like to use that word alien. Like, I don't like to use the word UFO. I'd rather say beam ship. Because these guys have been around here a lot longer than we have. But just so you know, this event, April 11th through 14th, at the Sunestra LAX Hotel, which is relatively right next to the Silly Airport. It's a 4-star hotel. I'm actually really looking forward to it. But since I told David that I would do this, he's been expanding things he wants me to do. Now, I told you I'm going to be doing a full day, at least 6 hours plus an hour lunch on Sunday in a big room, and I'm going to give a class on Reiki Level 1. And everybody that can stay there throughout the whole class and receive their attunement at the end will be a certified Level 1 Reiki healer. There's a lot of things I want to say about that, but it's a pretty darn good value, because I consider what I have to offer pretty valuable, and I think that offering this class for free, of course, you have to pay to get into the event, is a really good thing. Now, as I mentioned, I'm pretty sad about a lot of things. And I got to tell you, one of the things that makes it a little extra hard is that it's been about 3 weeks since I've smoked any pot, which is something I've been doing for about 51 years. And I really don't care what people say about that, because I don't even get high off it anymore. It's just a matter of kind of keeping a certain level of stability and maybe, well, let's just say helping to relieve some of the pain of the reality that I'm having to deal with. The loss of all my children and my wife and my life and everything else, the family, not just my wife and kids, but my brother, sister, mother, and all my friends. So right now, like I've told you guys, especially if you're in my group on Telegram, you know that you are my family, okay? For that matter, everybody alive in the world today is my family, because I've dedicated my life to you, to saving you. Well, I got to tell you, it makes it physically really hard, because I don't sleep anymore. It's really rough. I mean, I already have it hard enough with the whole Jedi business and the astral projection, which we're going to be talking about, and the battles that I have to do every night. The stuff that I really don't want to hear about and know about or remember at all, because I don't have this cannabis crutch. I have to remember a lot of crap I don't want to remember. And I've got to do this all damn night, which isn't really fun. I wake up tired. I'm tired all day, and I'm hoping that it'll stabilize a little bit here pretty soon. I mean, my God, it's been 3 weeks. I'm really going to do my best to continue this, especially, up until the event, because I think perhaps I may be a little bit more articulate. If you listened to me last night on the X Spaces with Isaac Cappy Army, You'll know I slip up here and there. I want to say matter and I say energy when I should be saying matter. Stupid stuff like that, or rattling off a whole bunch of technical things and missing a word here and there. But you guys know what I'm talking about, and I really don't care. Now, it was a great Spaces, though. We had about 5,000 people listening to the thing, a little over 5,000, I think. And then, of course, they'll be playing the recording for quite a while, so who knows how many people will be listening to this over time. And of course, the reaction and the feedback and the response from the people that did listen live was really, really kind, generous, and lots of approval. They really liked what I had to say, and it connected a lot of dots and answered a lot of things. Surprisingly enough, the only person that gave me any trouble this time was a guy that was a Eastern Orthodox church member who took, he had a problem with my description of Gnosticism and some of the theories or beliefs that are contained within certain sects in the Gnostic movement. And of course, Gnosticism has as many branches as Christianity does, practically. I mean, I guess you could call it Christianity, but the bottom line is nobody wants to agree on anything. Now, before I get into all the negative stuff, I just want to say really quick about this event. I'm really pleased that quite a few of you are making an effort to come out and see me, and I guess the free Reiki lesson credentials are a good carrot to attract a lot of you. But I got to say, I would like nothing more than to have as many of you as possible show up, come to this event, and make it known that you're there for me. Because if David sees that an overwhelming number of you are coming out to see me, he's going to know who's the star of that silly-ass event. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm an egotist, but I don't have a lot of respect for a lot of people. It's really difficult for me because, well, there's just so much stupid out there. Now, obviously, if you're in my group, you're there to learn. You pretty much have an open mind, I like to think. And you're above stuff like Trump worship, limited philosophical religious programming, etc., etc. This is all really good. That's kind of like all the people on Spaces last night. I mean, I saw a few people have sent up a few emojis like they thought certain things I said were ridiculous. And I don't take shit from anybody. I really don't. Like David says, I like to yell at people. So it's really a good idea not to have me up on stage with people who are making up bullshit. Now, usually when somebody's making up bullshit, it's either they could have good intentions, but the bottom line is usually it's all about money. They want money. Now, this is why I think that if I can devote a lot of energy into healing and showing people that the best way to advance in this plane is through service to others, especially service to others without expectation of compensation. And I want to remind everybody for the years I've been doing the Reiki and been doing the healing that I have never charged anybody. Thousands and thousands of people have received miracles. And I don't have any problem saying that I've cured cancer, healed blindness, saved people that were dying of pneumonia, that were next to death, and brought them back the next day, and all that. I could go on and on and on and on. Hell, I've done plastic surgery and fixed scoliosis while being hundreds of miles away from the person. Like David says, well, you can't say that. You can't say that. The FDA will come after you. No, the FDA will not come after me because I don't charge money. You're not going to be able to take anything away from me because of something I said, especially when you can't say my name and you can't prove I didn't do it. It's kind of like all this Getty business. Now, as you know, I just don't care. Well, a lot of information came out in that Spaces thing last night, and to the credit of the moderator, the leader of the Isaac's Army group, he did a really good job moderating it and helping me out with keeping people that wanted to ask questions to limiting what they said to questions and not long diatribe statements. So I think that's a really good skill to have, especially at this event. Like I told David, you really got to have a strong moderator with enough balls to tell somebody when they need to shut up. It's just the way it is. Well, back to this event thing, though. So far, it seems like a dozen of you are actually going to be out there. This is really cool. When I did the event in Vegas, the last time I did an event with David, and I had problems. I think only maybe 3 or 4 of you showed up, and 2 of them had free tickets. I really hope I see you guys again too. But I'll tell you, there's nothing better for me than to get up on that stage. And I'll tell you, when I get close to something like that, the closer I get to getting up on that stage, I swell up with power. I get that energy directly from you. It's like all my psychic skills go into enhancing my charisma and my ability to disseminate information to you that you will listen to and believe. And that's truly one of the greatest gifts of having psychic skills, is that your truth will be heard. It will resonate with people. So I'm really looking forward to getting up in front of a bunch of you and doing that again. And I'm also really looking forward to being able to spend some after hours with all of you and get close and have my little tribe, my little family with me. I'm really looking forward to it. Probably going to bring a little bottle of tequila and take a couple shots and try to find a little happy. I'm really looking forward to it. But I want to say this. If you're listening now, or you're listening to this recorded, please try to come out, okay? Because I don't know how many years I have left, and I don't know how often I'm going to be able to do this. But if I ever needed you and your support, it's now, okay? Now, of course, I'm not making any money off this. I'm giving energy, I'm spending money, I'm investing money, I'm paying for my room, I'm doing all that. Buying my own meals. If you come out and see me, I'll buy you dinner. I'm serious. What else is this money for? I got my Social Security, my SSI today. It's not a whole lot. It's about $1,000. They raised it. It went from like 100 or 1,040 to 100 or 1,078. What do you think I'm going to do with that money? I'm not going to be spending it on pot, that's for sure. But you know what I can do? I can go to the event. I can take you guys out to dinner. We all go out and have sushi or something. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun, and I'm sure looking forward to it. So please, people, please, if I've ever asked you to do anything, please do this. And I'll tell you, this hotel, this 4-star hotel that it's supposedly 4-star hotel, looks nice. There's a group discount right now to get the room for $139. And on March 8th, which is roughly a week away, it's going to go up. It's going to go up to like $200, and everything slowly will go up. The price of getting into the event, the admission, all these things will go up. They're going to have a couple dinners also, Friday and Saturday night. the Friday night dinner. I really hope you can make it to that, because I would love nothing more than to have a full table of nobody but my friends sitting with me having dinner. Okay? I would love that. Talk about a family meal. It would be so cool. And I'll even pay for your dinner if I have to. I want you there that bad. I'll do anything to get you guys out there. Obviously, I can't drop $1,000 on a single person, but if I have to pay for your dinner, I will. Okay? I'm hoping by the time April rolls around, I'll have at least a couple thousand just to spend on you guys. Okay? I just really hope that you guys will listen to me, and I know you all, some of you wanted to come to this event really bad, but you just don't have the funds, and I understand. You got other things you got to do. I understand. But if there's any way possible that you can, please do. And also, if you are able to come and you are planning on coming, of course, book your tickets tomorrow if you haven't done it, or tonight. Go to biomedexpo.com and then send me an email to lost17gun at AOL and let me know that you're coming. Okay? And especially if you plan on attending my Reiki event, let me know you're going to be there so I can make sure you get in. Okay? We started out with a room for 30 people, and we've upped it to a room for 50 people. But if I get enough of you telling me you're going to come and get that certification, I'll get a room for 100 people, and I will stack people in there. I will fill that room. I will pack it. Now, I know that David's probably not too excited about that, because if I pack 100 people into one room for the whole day, it's going to probably deprive some of the other people of, bodies and chairs. But I want that. Okay? My birthday is May 28th. You can make that my birthday present. Okay? I just love it. I would so much love it if you guys would make effort. I'd name off some names of who I'm expecting so far, but I just got to tell you, just since yesterday, seeing more and more people committing, buying their airplane tickets, getting their hotel rooms lined up, you really gave me a boost. You really helped me with my melancholy, all right? And God willing, if I survive until we get to that event and I get up on stage, I so much am looking forward to receiving that energy from you guys and getting back all that mojo I'm so lacking right now. I really need it. Okay? I need your love. It's killing me. Now, I hope you guys are going to come. I'm going to get into other things, and I'll just tell you right now, like I said, David has really expanded what he wants me to do. I'm actually going to be there on Thursday. I'm probably not even going to be able to do a show on Thursday the 11th, April 11th, because I will be there. And I can't do shows remote because I don't have the ability to control my server from a remote location. I would have to have a producer over here running the server. That's the only way I could do it. Maybe we could figure out a way to make that happen. But either way, I'm going to be in the hotel, and more than likely, I'm going to be hanging out with all you guys. We're going to be eating dinner and having a good time, and we're going to probably have to forego the show. But on the opening ceremonies on Thursday, there are going to be a couple of people doing a prayer. And of course, obviously I'd like to do that because I consider myself somewhat of a holy man. But there's other people going to be doing it. And one of the guys is a guy named Edward Spina, who's a friend of mine. And he has a healing technique that is kind of similar to Reiki. He uses a spiral motion to do his energy clearing, which is very similar to the first Reiki symbol, which we call a chokure. And of course, you'll be learning that if you come to my class. But I intend to get up on that stage and do a mass healing. I also intend to do a clearing of the room, get rid of all those negative entities out there. Probably going to bring a little holy water with me because nothing works better than holy water. It's only going to be a 10-minute thing, but I told David I would do it. So if you can be there Thursday, I'd love it if you guys could be there for the whole thing. Very least be there on Sunday, but if you could be there Saturday or Friday and Saturday. Friday, I'm going to be doing a lecture, and David promised me that I can do it in the afternoon because I told him I want prime time. Okay, that's my ego, right? But I don't know which day he's got it scheduled, but I'm going to be doing 2 lectures other than the 6-hour Reiki course, and one will be on beamship technology. I don't want to say alien technology. Of course, he's got this thing they call alien event. You know, it's like 4 events going on at the same time. But I'm going to be discussing what I know from real experience for the construction of beam ships as well as the propulsion of beam ships, which is interesting for lots of reasons. Today I was reading the Wikipedia thing on Bob Lazar. I mentioned Bob Lazar last night in my X Spaces talk. I found out that in Wikipedia they basically come out and say he is what do they say? They call that a conspiracy theorist. You know, that's a stupid word. They say they can't find any evidence of him having done any of these things he said he did. I find that kind of curious because I've met the man a couple of times and he didn't strike me as a bullshit artist. I mean, I don't believe everything he says, but at the same time, when the enemy makes a lot of negative noise about somebody, that tends to reinforce my opinion of them. I assume they probably say the same thing about Victor Schauberger. And if they ever created a Wikipedia page for me, they'd probably say the same thing. Kind of like all these fact checkers pages that call me liar, liar, pants on fire. You know, fuck those people. Obviously. Linda Lappin, the human, was it the public resources or whatever person, vice president over there at the Getty, says, absolutely fake, lies, whatever. Billions of dollars they have, and yet they have to get Soros-funded, Facebook-funded fact checkers to try to discredit me. But like I said on the Spaces last night, you can't discredit me because you can't debate me. Nobody can debate me. Put me on a fucking stage and ask me questions and let me debate. Let me show you how wrong you are. Now, we know that this country is absolutely corrupt. We know that our entire legal system is corrupt. Our entire government is corrupt. And I really feel sorry for these people that think Trump is going to change things or Biden's going to be the man. None of them are. No, you know, on Twitter, it says Stephen Kelly for president 2024. And I still get a lot of shit from people that go, hey, what are you running for president for? How are you going to do this and run for president? Man, man, man. You know, it's a gimmick, people. Hello, it's a gimmick. You know, they shut down my other page, so I did this. Well, last night, what happened? I reached, what was it? 12,400 followers. That's pretty damn good considering that my first Twitter page only had like 700. And I've only been on here since October 2023. That's, you know, just a few months. So that's pretty good. And I expect that it'll continue to climb. Not that that matters. What does matter to me is respect. I put out a question to my people in the Occupy the Getty group, Occupy the Getty / Stephen D. Kelly on Twitter. I said, hey guys, what do you want me to talk about tonight? A couple of people said they want me to talk about remote viewing. What else is there? Somebody wanted me to talk about the densities again. And some of you have been running into a lot of flack from other people who think this is a bunch of bunkum. They definitely, what does Jessica say here? Definitely remote viewing. Yeah, okay. And a quick relation of remote viewing to the Getty Museum would perhaps be helpful. Yeah. People want me to describe the dumbs. It's in my book, people. It's in my book. Read my book. Send me an email, law17gun@aol.com. I'll send you my book. A few people wanted to learn more about DMT. They wanted to learn about manifestation. The criticism stuff, though, is pretty pathetic. Someone said, there is no such thing as ex-CIA once you're in. First of all these stupid motherfuckers that think they know what the CIA is all about don't know shit. I am so over that. Seriously, I'm so over that. Especially the guys that make up crap. They think they're some sort of authority on the government or secret societies or UFOs or whatever. And they talk, CIA this, CIA that. It's kind of like listening to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. talking about the CIA being involved in his death of his father and his uncle and never mentioning the NSA. Hello. It's the same thing. Do my best to control my expletives. But again, it's all the damn mafia. And I just don't have any patience for people that think they know shit. They've all got opinions. Damn humans. Damn humans and their opinions. Damn humans that think you're educated. And that if you didn't hear it, if you didn't learn it, if it doesn't resonate with you, it's not real. You know what? They want to kill you because they think you're all a bunch of stupid animals that don't deserve to live. They want to genocide over 7 billion people. And it's not because you're valuable. If you were, they wouldn't be doing that. But I don't feel that way. I want to save all of you. And sometimes when I hear this shit, it makes me wonder why the hell I sacrificed my entire life for people that have no respect and no appreciation for the sacrifice that I've made. What else? Here's another one Jessica brought up. She said, I saw criticism of the density levels, Jedi, etc., being written off as satanic New Age movement stuff. Satanic New Age movement. You can't even fucking understand the Satan or the devil or heaven or hell or God or the Holy Spirit or anything, any of that, if you don't understand the densities. Stupid fucking humans. You could be scientists. You can't be a scientist without understanding densities. You can't talk religion without understanding densities. It's all the same damn thing. It's like listening to these idiots trying to explain quantum computer technology without understanding the nature of density. They think that when an electron is coupled, what do they call that? Quantum entanglement. They don't understand what that is because they don't understand quantum. It's just a funny word that people throw around. They don't know what it is. What is the quantum? It's the astral. It's where we go when we do the remote viewing. You could call it the superconscious, whatever you want to call it, but you don't understand the mechanics. And they do that on purpose. So I have a hard time dealing with that. People like to talk about dimensions. They go, oh, 3D, we're in the third dimension, the fourth dimension, fifth dimension. Well, it's not dimensions. Dimensions are movements. They're probabilities. It's different things you can do. It's what happens when you do something, all the different potential outcomes. Those are dimensions. Densities are not dimensions. They are levels of reality. And they are ratios of spiritual to physical. Now, how do you expect a spiritual person to explain that? How do you expect a physical person to explain that? You can't, because of the great chasm in between these things. It's like I told the people last night. Nikola Tesla, the greatest mind that ever lived on Earth, the greatest brain, probably one of the most intelligent humans of all time, says that science can only go so far until it embraces metaphysics. Now, if you consider that the earth is controlled by evil entities, and that those evil entities are controlled by even more evil entities on different levels of reality, then you could see that the people that are really controlling us, they know all about this stuff, but they're not going to tell you. The last thing they want is for you to think that you have any skills, any power, and you're anything other than an animal. We're children of God. We're godlike. We do miracles. We do the work of God in our head, our brains. We have souls, eternal souls. Everything in the universe is of God. And yet, we're told that we only live once and we're just a bunch of stupid animals. When we die, it's over. We go to heaven. It's kind of like the Bible when they say, on the seventh day, the Lord did this. What the hell is that? There is no time. There is no space. God doesn't have a calendar. God doesn't have a watch. There are no days of the week. It's a damn human construct. So the bottom line is, it makes it really hard for me to tolerate this kind of ignorance. Ignorant is a really nice word compared to stupid, but I'd rather call you ignorant, which suggests that you do have the ability to actually learn the truth one day. And that's what we have to do. You know? One thing I didn't mention last night when I was talking about the Gnostics, the very word Gnostics comes from the word gnosis, which means knowledge. You do not get salvation without knowledge, understanding what is above and what is below. As long as you think in terms of an animalistic human, you're never going to get there. You're never going to get anywhere. So you guys want me to talk about remote viewing? You want me to talk about what's under the Getty? Now, to start with, I'll just remind everybody that I am an identical twin, born under the sign of Gemini. You know who else was a twin? Jesus. Oh, that's sacrilege? Well, tough shit. Yes, Jesus was a twin. His twin brother, Thomas. He had another brother too, James. You know what? He had a couple sisters, but nobody talks to them about them. They have a reason, a motive for keeping you ignorant to these things. But you don't advance until you learn this stuff. So obviously, Satan, our enemy, the enemy of all humans, doesn't want you to know these things. Satan doesn't want you to advance. Satan does not want you to go to the fifth density, that place we call heaven. He wants you to stay in the fourth density, which we call hell. which is where we go when we do our remote viewing. We don't remote view heaven. We don't remote view the Holy Spirit. We don't remote view the angels. We certainly don't remote view God, the creator of all, source of everything. But we can go one level up. So let me just say that, of course, like as I said, I'm a twin. So naturally, as a twin, I have this spiritual bond. And this is the basis of, for the beginning of being psychic. So I've always had psychic skill. It's just that, watching TV, eating processed food, listening to music, all these things can interrupt that and interfere with it, especially the damn vaccines that they pump into your body when you're a child. They're trying to kill your soul. They're trying to kill your connection to source with these vaccines. I hope to God, I pray to God that someday very soon I can make a royal baby and have that child be born without any vaccines, without any of that programming, homeschooled, home birth, all that. It takes money to do that, of course. And of course, it takes a royal wife. And royalty is passed down through the mother, just like Judaism is passed down from the mother. Now, I don't consider myself a remote viewer. A lot of people have these ego issues. I saw one guy said he put out a video on YouTube. It said, "World's best remote viewing of what's under the Getty." Really? You're in a competition over trying to tell people what's under the Getty? What's that all about? You're in a competition with me? This is not a competition. This is not an ego fest. I'm trying to save the world. I'm trying to save all of you, whether you deserve it or not. I want you all to go to heaven. I want you all to have paradise, either here on earth or on the higher levels. I want to get off the merry-go-round. I don't want to have to reincarnate. I don't even think I've ever reincarnated. I think I'm only here in this one shot. But for those of you that are having to go through this constant reincarnation process, that needs to stop so we can move on. We can go higher up, closer to source. That's what we're here for. Everything goes home. Everybody goes home. Everything returns to source, even the demons. Now, let me just talk about this remote viewing stuff. Me personally, I don't like doing it when I'm awake. It's always dark. It's dreary. It's very difficult to see what you're looking at, but you know what's happening. I said last night, somebody wanted to know what it was like. I said, it's kind of like Silent Hill. If you've ever seen the movie Silent Hill, it's based on a video game. It's a horror movie. But it's a lot like that. The vile creatures crawling around, the darkness, all that stuff. Even when you go into the Getty, which is very well lit, filled with large blocks of white marble, gold, high technology, mirrors, lots of things to expand the spaces and cast light all over the place. When I go down there wide awake in the astral, it's all dark. I got to make lights. I got to bring my light with me because it's all dark. You know, a little while ago, I did this thing with Renetta. You remember her. And her big thing, of course, was El Dorado, the gold, the place of the gold, and the living water, the so-called fountain of youth. And I did I don't want to call it a deep dive, but that's what it seemed like because it was underground. But I got to meet this guy they call King Oban, Nabo, Oban. They like to use their names backwards and forwards. But you know, when I greeted this guy, he welcomed me as a fellow king. Now, it's not ego, but that's exactly what I am, people, whether you like it or not. And I know so many of you have been programmed with this democracy bullshit that you think you are the master of your destiny, and you think that anything other than that is making you a sheep. You know what? To Jesus, you are a sheep. You are a lamb. You are a weak little infant lamb that needs protection, needs to be guided, sheltered, saved. That's what you are, whether you like it or not. It doesn't serve anybody to tell you otherwise. That's what you are. As far as I'm concerned, and I believe this is true, the guys under the Getty, they said that I'm the one they've been looking for thousands of years that they know is going to destroy them for all time. Not you, not somebody else, not David Icke, not Donald Trump, not anybody. Me. All right? And if you think that I'm going to save this earth and hand it over to some bullshit politician to manage, you are so wrong. I will rule this planet. I will rule every country, and I will also rule any place there is life in the universe. I will still respect these other kings. That was the deal I made with that Oban guy, that I will respect him. I have no interest in his gold, just like I have no interest in your gold or anybody's gold. I'm not here for that. But I'll tell you, whether you like it or not, I'm going to save this planet. I'm going to save the universe. That's right. That's right. Because my enemies are in far-off galaxies, in different densities, in different dimensions. And they are all going to be genocided because that is the will of the Creator, and I have no choice but to do what I was put here for, whether you like it or not. And it's not fun. But I have no intention of going anywhere until I have succeeded. And I need you guys helping me do it. That's why I want you to go to this event. Because this event is going to springboard me to where I need to be. All right? And the more of you show up, the quicker it's going to happen. It's like last night on that Spaces event. People came in there and they said they wanted to help, or they want to do this, they want to do that. I said, fine, help me. I talked about that parable. If you're in my group, you saw me. I posted on Twitter. It was actually posted by, or provided to us by, one of my friends in Indonesia. How you doing, dude? Anyway, I'll just tell you the story really quick. I'm going to paraphrase, of course. But I hope you can understand the symbolism when I do this. But once upon a time, there was a man, and through his gifts from God, and the quality of his thought and his abilities, he was able to come to the realization that he had the power to create a large bell that could increase the vibration, the resonant frequency, whatever you want to call it, but the vibration that needed to be raised in order for all of us to graduate, to transition, to have peace on earth, to have all these things, to have paradise. So he took all his skills and everything he had available to him, and he actually created this bell, this massive bell, capable of sending its tone to every corner of the earth. Of course, that sounds like a flat earth thing, but no. The Earth is not flat, people. There's no Tartaria, okay? Let me just get that out of the way. Anyway, so he created this bell. And then he invited people to help him try to ring it because the tongue, the clangor, whatever you want to call it, the clacker, was so heavy. He couldn't even move it with all his energy. And people would come and help him. 2, 3, 4, 5 people would try to help him to push this thing, to make that bell ring. They didn't have the strength. He had to go out and look for more people. But the people, as they came to help and join him, they didn't stay. They made a little attempt, and then they left. They disappeared. Pretty soon he was standing there by himself. Nobody was coming to help. So he said, what the heck is going on? And he went out, walked about, traveled. And what did he find? He found that all those people that he needed to help him to save the earth, to use their energy and their strength to ring that bell, what were they doing? They were making their own little bells, little itty bells. They were attaching them to the collars of their cats and dogs. They were hanging them from their noses, whatever. But as much as they tried to ring those little bells, they didn't do anything because nobody could hear those little bells but the people that were ringing it. It didn't travel, had no legs, didn't go anywhere. It certainly didn't reach the far corners of the earth. And he was saddened by this because all of these people took it upon themselves to try to manifest their own destiny, to try to do the work themselves. They all thought they were capable, that God had made them equal to the guy that actually made a bell that would actually save the earth. Now, whether you like it or not, Occupy the Getty, the mission that I created, the mission that I intend to use to save the world, is that big bell. And I need you guys to help me ring this bell so that the whole world can hear it, and hear my message, and hear my truth, and hopefully resonate with it. We don't need everybody in the world. We only need 3% of all the living humans to join us before we can achieve the 100 monkey effect and take it all over. This is what the enemy is afraid of. So that's pretty damn important. Well, guys, I got to tell you, again, I'm pretty tired. Okay? I'm weary. I've been doing this fight for a long time. It's been a long time since I've had love in my life and family and all these things that we all need to thrive. I need you guys to help me thrive. I need you guys to help me stay strong for the duration. I need you guys to help me ring my bell, the Occupy the Getty bell. It's the only thing that's going to save the entire galaxy. Remove Satan. Remove the power of Satan from all creation. We have the power to do this whether you like it or not, and if you're stuck in some bullshit religion that tells you that everything that is not in your book is satanic, well, I guess I'm going to have to move on and try to do this without you. But ultimately, every one of you, whether you help me or not, is going to benefit. Okay? It's like Chicken Little or, what is it, Stone Soup. Pick your metaphor, pick your fairy tale. But either way, until all of you get over your greed, you get over your selfishness, and you get over your ego issues, and you'll understand that, yes, God put me here to save you, and you're not going to get anybody else. Okay? And I don't want to have to come back here and do this again. Can you understand where I'm coming from? I know a lot of people who've had issues with me for one reason or another, either because it was Trump or something of this nature. I think that the sooner I can get through to you that this is what you need to do for us to have paradise on earth, the sooner I can get through to you and convince you that I'm not here for your money. I'm not here to have my ego pumped up. I'm not here to take advantage of you. I'm here to do this job and go home. We all want to go home. But I have to be here to help you all. Join me when I go home. I don't get to go home until we all go home. I hope you guys understand that. No greater love can a man have than to give his life for another man. I'm giving you all my life. I've given up everything. I will sacrifice my life for you if I'm not going to set myself on fire like that poor guy in front of the Israeli embassy. But every single day I put my head on the chopping block and I say, come get me. So if you think you're one of those bastards, I welcome you to come to the event, buy a ticket, and come see me. All right? I really want you guys there. You're my family. I want you there. Please. I'm going to do a quick commercial before we go. I'm going to remind you all that if you are interested in helping me out economically and, it helps me pay for hotel rooms at the event and stuff like that, and all of you that have helped me, some of you are really generous. I bless you. I bless all of you. If you come to the event, I will physically bless you. I'll heal you, all that good stuff. But if you can help me out economically, you got to use the PayPal, which is StephenKelley714 at gmail.com, StephenKelley714 at yahoo.com. You got to say friend or family because I'm not a business. I'm not selling you a product. It's a donation. You got to find the little checkbox for it to work, or I will have to send it back. Please do that if you can. Or in lieu of a donation, come and see me at the event. Yeah, the money will go to David, but I would really love meeting you. I'd really love seeing you. I'd really love having you in my presence and having your energy to help me have strength to keep this mission going. And your presence in front of all those other people, they're going to realize that we're hip. We're the hot ticket. We're the cool kids. Everybody wants to be with the cool kids. You are the cool kids. Join me and show the world that the cool kids know what's up. Okay? The cool kids are the ones that are dedicating their lives to serving others, and bringing paradise back on earth. Okay? Once again, I want to thank all of you that have joined me live. Hello, Germany. Hello, Liverpool. Who's in Liverpool? Is that you, Jessica? I didn't think you were in Liverpool. I thought you were Birmingham or something. Los Angeles? Hey, Los Angeles. Okay, guys. I'm going to be reaching out to you every week until I will go to this event. And I'm staking everything on it, okay? I need you. Okay? So please make an effort. Collect some bottles, recycle some cans, do what you got to do, get a couple bucks and get out here. But do it quick before the prices go up, because once those prices go up, it's going to be real hard for me to ask you to do this because I am a modest person, and the last thing I can do is cause financial hardship on anybody. All right? I hope you understand. All right, once again, my name is Stephen D. Kelly, and this is the Stephen D. Kelly Show. I'm happy you were here with us tonight. And we are Truth Cat Radio, the one and only www.truthcatradio.com. I hope you had a good time tonight. So look forward to meeting you guys in Los Angeles. I'll see you guys next week. Please join my group in Telegram, Occupy the Gay / Stephen D. Kelly. Please join me on Twitter if you haven't done it yet. I need everything you can do. Okay? So, good night. God bless. Adios. Goodbye.